So Hannah, I've been reading a lot about how politicians are the new influencers. And I know we've worked with politicians with our clients. Can you talk a little bit about your experiences?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that we can do with politicians and elected officials for our nonprofit clients. We love to invite them to events that we already have on the docket. This way it's not an extra lift for our organizations and clients, but getting those people at those events so that they can hear the stories, they can speak, and get all of that on the ground look at what these organizations are doing and the efforts that they have in place. This is really similar to inviting them to tours. If our client is opening a new facility, we can have a day where we have Mayor Wu or an elected official come in and see the facility in action, and see that heart and soul of the organization.
Remember we used to do that with special needs schools, and we were told that when the budgeting came around, the officials who had been visiting the schools, they had that feeling in their hearts about the kids and the mission, and it was easier for budgets to get passed.
That's really similar to kind of what we do with the aquarium. We had Senator Markey come to one of our sea turtle releases, and he's been working on a piece of legislation to get more funding for the rescue and rehabilitation of these sea turtles. And he was so excited to be able to release one of those rehabbed sea turtles into the water.
How does the media respond?
Having those legislators and elected officials there is a huge draw. And we can also do post photos, which we can send out afterwards if media can't come. But it's a really great opportunity for them to shed light on what those elected officials are doing and what our organizations are doing, and really building that partnership and understanding between the connection between the two and what those efforts can bring forward once the legislation is passed.
Yeah, it must be good for the legislators too, because it's like the halo effect.
Yeah, definitely. It really shows the human side of these efforts that they're pushing forward and why they do what they do.
One other thing that I know our team has done is gone to the State House with packets of clips of media attention that they've obtained and shown the legislators, like, look what we're doing. It's like what they call reverse trick-or-treating, making them aware of this is who we are, this is what we do.
Yeah, any way that you can get in front of a legislator so that even if they're giving a speech or something and they need an example, your organization is top of mind for them. They're out there talking to potential donors for your organization. They're out in so many places. And if they drop the name of your organization, there's a chance that you can find someone else that's also there to help and push your efforts forward.
Well, must not be easy to get legislators involved. Is there a trick?
I really think it's pulling at the heartstrings, knowing what they're pushing forward and really understanding their legislation and knowing that what you are doing as an organization is really tied to their mission and their work, and then it all aligns and works out.
Yeah. What are some of the other components of legislative relations?
Yeah, there's a lot that we can do that doesn't necessarily need to involve the elected official. When we have, say, the climate bill that we're monitoring and that passes, and we can have a statement ready to go from our spokesperson to respond to the passing of the bill, thanking the legislators that they worked with to make sure that that bill moved forward and passed. A lot of outlets will do a reaction story, so we want our clients to be in those stories, and having that statement ready to go as quickly as we hear the news is the best way for them to get in those stories. And then what we can also do is kind of react when bills don't go our way. We can still thank the legislators that worked to push that bill as far as they did.
That's a great point. How did you do that with BWWC this summer?
So BWWC was tangentially related to the Francis Perkins Act, and our client works really, really closely with the gender and racial wage gaps in Boston and is working to eliminate them. So as soon as this bill passed, we knew it was going to be crucial for our organization to be a part of those stories about this new legislation and salary bands and reporting your data. So we were able to share our numbers with reporters. So when they were sharing the news that this legislation passed, our data was actually included in those stories. So it was really awesome to see, because we've worked so hard to make sure that this organization is known in Boston, and we got national pickup, which was so exciting, and our numbers are now out there nationally.
That's amazing. Super helpful.